go, we go. Didn't think you would ever believe in me. Now I see your colors, now they're in my dreams. Do I need a doctor? Do I just need sleep? Cause I've been up for almost 3 weeks. Ooh, you think you got to me? All you did was use me. Round and round we go. We go. Baby, baby, now I'm trying to forget you. Baby, I know everything that was about you. No, I'm joking, I'm looking for the bathroom. Round and around, yeah, round and around we go. Picture perfect, but so many flaws to stop you. I don't wanna ever see you in the same room. I open up and then you hit on all my issues. Round and around we go. We go.
All right, everybody. Hopefully my microphone's coming through. Let me know if it's not. Same old, same old. It always sucks. It always breaks. Can you guys hear me? That's the big question. Esker, are you there? Yes, you can hear me. Excellent. All right. Well, so we didn't get a whole lot of nerd. We didn't get a whole lot of streams going last week, which was intentional because I did so poorly. I sabotaged everything. It made it so no one could cast those games, though I'm sure Rice Hat, who loves casting my losses, will probably knock that out. But what we got going on today is we're going to be doing Tier 3, Week 3 of CPL. Now, we're only going to do the first half of those matches, so there is a whole another second half of series that is associated with these two teams facing off against each other. But today what we're going to do is we're going to be seeing CPL Breeze playing as Protoss, Dude as Protoss, and Fuckabread as Zerg, and they're going to be representing the Bargain Bin Bonjwas. And then for big naturals, we've got Night Dad, Rennick, and Razmagul, Zerg, and Terran, respectfully. So we're going to go ahead and get into it, but real quick, we've got to go ahead and do our anthem, because it would not be a CPL cast without the anthem. And I keep telling everyone, all the other casters, that they need to do this as well. But you know, we're just not getting a whole lot of traction. But we'll carry on the tradition, and let's go ahead and get after it. Hopefully, I don't hear it, so let me go ahead and make sure I've got monitor and output on. Excellent. If we're not going to do the bingo card. The bingo cards were a huge flop. Oh, here we go. Oh no, it didn't restart. We can't scuff it. We can't scuff it. We got to do it straight from the beginning. There we go. Cast ruin. It'll be better.
And loses for reflexes, sharp minds and flaw. Gamers play, this never ends.
Look, I don't like having to do this, every single time. But it's important that we knock it out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the games. First up, we're going to have Breeze versus Night Dad. We're going to do that series, and then we'll go into, we'll just do them in order. And it should be short and sweet. I don't think this goes beyond 5 hours. So if, I don't know if you need some snacks, bathroom break, all that good jazz. But we'll get into it. And then also, let me go ahead and fix the scorecard here real quick. If I can find scorecard thingy, interact. Okay, so we got player A, which is going to be Breeze. And then the map is going to be Eclipse. CPL 12. Sorry. I wish this stuff would save, but it just doesn't save. Week 3, Tier 3, team. The Bargain Bin Bonjwas. And then we've got Big Naturals. This should go nice and quick. Who's the opponent? It was Night Dad, right? Night Dad. And then it was TVZ, I think. I can change that later if I'm wrong. Okay, that all looks squared away. I think we're good on that. Without further ado, let's go ahead and freaking kick it off. Lego glasses. Yeah, the Legoless branded Lego glasses. And then let me go ahead and get some game music on. I was rocking out earlier. If you're in CPL and you're on the correct team, yo, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Or is that subscribed? Either way, thank you so much. Yeah, you subscribed. That's what I'm talking about. Thanks, Indo. But anyway, so like if you're on zero budget or zero effort Zealot Rush, we're having a pizza challenge right now. So as many games as you can get in and grind, the person with the most games grinded this week gets a pizza on Least. Least is going to buy you pizza. But anyway, let's get into this game. We are on Eclipse. This is a 2-player map. In the top right, we have our blue Zerg, Night Daddy, or Nighty Dad. Night, and then I don't know what these symbols are. Maybe they're eyeballs. So Night, eyeballs, Dad in the top right. And now in the bottom left, we do have our red Protoss Breeze, which means I was wrong. I thought he was playing Terran. So let me go ahead and fix the scorecard. Boom. There. Now his little symbol is correct, and he'll be representing Bargain Bin Bonjwas, or they'll be representing Bargain Bin Bonjwas. Yeah, thanks for the subscription. Yeah, so all the subscriptions, all the money that comes to this channel, like all 10 bucks of it, it just goes straight into StarCraft tournaments. We're trying to gather enough funds to have our first monetary payout for StarCraft Underground. And if you're not a part of StarCraft Underground and you like Brood War, you should join it. It's not CPL, but it's a little bit different, but it's a good time. And you can find the link on the Twitch channel. All right, so we have the spawning pool going down here for Nighty Dad. Yeah, there's a pizza challenge, Firehex. But to caveat, we've got IJ on our team, and not so sure if anyone's going to be able to outgrind IJ. But I think that one Zerg player, Grissy, I think he puts in like 20 games a day right now. So he'll be kind of tough too. All right, so we do have the probe heading across, getting a scout on our Zerg player. The Zerg has expanded, and that was seen by our Protoss player. And Protoss is going into a Forge expand. First cannon being thrown down just a little bit back here towards the mineral line. Nexus is able to squeeze in there. And the drone's going to be heading in, saying what's up to the probes. Now we got a few lings out. Does look like Night Dad did decide to spit out 4 lings. Be chasing that probe around. We got another drone here. Wonder if we're going to be going for a quick third base. Now the probe did double back. He is seeing the drone head out. So the Zergling's not quite doing the job that Night Dad was hoping that they would do. And it does look like Night Dad's going to be trying to take a third here. Now this base is a little bit tough to defend, right? That's one thing about Eclipse, is this third base is a little bit challenging because of just the distance from ramp to ramp, from natural to ramp. to secure it. So we'll see if that comes into play as the game progresses. Okay, so Lings are chasing Probe. Nexus is about to finish up here real soon. Goose, my man! Good to see ya. I love how often we run into each other, Goosehead. And I love that no matter what we're watching together on Twitch, you always send the shark emoji. Much love. Alright, we got the Lings heading across. They're not going to find much here. There is a cannon. This wall is walling it off pretty well. I mean, I think there might be a run-by attempt, but I doubt it. I think the Lings are just going to hang out front, keep an eye on any move-outs from the Protoss. And right now, Protoss is getting the Cybernetic score up. So, likely to go into Corsairs here once that's completed. Get the Stargate running. We'll be off to the races. Now, we do have the third base about to finish up for Night Dad. We have a nice macro hatch going out here at the natural. So all the signs pointing towards a Hydra bust coming up soon once he gets that den and starts pumping things out. Ooh, and another hatchery. Okay, so we're doing 5 hatchery. Yeah. Yeah, we always find the same things, Goose. Right, evolution chamber being added here to the wall at the natural. And both players kind of holding off on army right now. Protoss getting their wall, their forge fast expand with the cannons situated. We do have a citadel being thrown down. And we have 3 zealots just sneaking by these Lings. We'll see what kind of damage they can get done as they walk across the map. Now, if we go over here to the natural, there's not much here, right? There's no Sunkens as of yet. I don't think Night Dad actually saw the zealots. The vision may have been there, but I'm not sure his eyes were there. So we got these zealots looking to get some work done. Now we've got more drones. Night Dad doing a good job of just droning, trying to get that economy up and running, but there's no army. So this might be a little frustrating. I'd like to see Breeze take these zealots and run them towards some of these drones. He is going to get one, but the zealots getting a little hung up here on the evolution chamber. Now they're going to get into the natural, and it is going to force all the drones to head back up into the main base. Now when it comes to production, we see 5 pairs of Zerglings as the response here from Night Dad. And I think also the Zerglings that were hanging out at the natural decided to come back and help out, but that's not going to be enough. It's going to buy enough time, though, for the Zerglings to hatch and get down here and probably clean up these zealots. No problem. Yeah. So the Zerglings are going to take those out. Nice little move there from Breeze. A lot of lost mining time, but not a whole lot of drones being taken out. Now, if we go back to the Protoss base, you know, earlier I called, yeah, he's going to go Stairs. He's getting the Cybernetic score. He's got his Forge Fast Expand. The Corsairs are going to come out and start killing Overlords. And I can't talk because my throat is like closing because I'm allergic to Protoss. But instead, he's ended up going up to 4 gateways. And his upgrades are also going towards Zealot Legs and Melee +1. So it looks like Breeze is going to be focusing much more on a ground army and out macroing Night Dad. But I think Night Dad is in a position to start pumping out Hydralisks like crazy. He's got his 5 hatcheries up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that machine is about to start rolling. They're on equal worker count. And we'll see how this push does. But if the Hydras pop, we've got 4, 6 being made. We've got a nice handful here. I feel like Zerg's in an okay spot. But yeah, I see that in the chat as well. There's not much for Sunkens. There's no static defense being added here at any of these bases. And I like Breeze's choice to go after this third, because they're going to be able to get some nice shots off on these Hydralisks. Hydralisks getting behind kind of the Sim City is going to increase their survivability. But the creep colony goes down, and these zealots are just going to be getting a lot more damage than I think was really expected. Definitely wish that that Sunken was thrown down a little bit earlier. Alright, 4 Zealots remaining. Plenty of Hydralisks to knock them out. But we have a whole second wave, and now they've got legs, so they're walking with a purpose. And it looks like Breeze might be trying to go towards the natural this time. Kind of little ping-pong action. Hit to the left, hit to the right. And I hope he just runs straight in. Get in here, make it messy for the Hydralisks to come back and help out. And it looks like he's going to be killing a lot of these Hydralisks as they're popping. But Night Dad is looking to get some damage of his own. So we'll try to split our attention and see how this goes. Now, Breeze taking out this Hydralisk den will be a huge pain in the butt for Zerg. And I think right now Protoss is looking in a very favorable position, especially with all of these cannons here. The inability for Night Dad to make more Hydralisks. He's just getting run over by Zealots. Zealots are good. Zealots are so good. Just make Zealots. That's the lesson I learned from this game. So right now, trying to see, so we did get a Hydralisk Den up in the 3rd base, and it looks like he probably had that go down when he saw the first one getting attacked, because there was, you know, he didn't seem to really miss a beat here. The Hydralisk production has continued. We've got 11 eggs with Hydralisk about to pop. The drone count hasn't been impacted that much. I think he's lost maybe 4 and then built a Hydralisk Den. So I may have been wrong about Protoss being as ahead as I thought they were. Because right now we're getting to a point where Protoss is bleeding units, kind of trickling them across the field, and the Hydralisk count is just continuing to grow. Yeah, alright, so the attack is over. Where are we at? What does it look like? We've still got our hatcheries, I think. Yeah, we've got all 5 of our hatcheries. The Hydra Den is rebuilt. And we have a lot more drones. So I think, you know, Zerg is actually in a much better situation than we were probably at earlier. And when it comes to Protoss, looks like we're getting Templar tech. And that might be the missing link here that's really needed to overthrow this mass Hydralisk. We have a robotics facility. And there's the observatory. So even if Lurker tech shows up, looks like Protoss might be prepared for it. Okay, Zerg looking to get a 4th base. We got Lugi range. Actually, that's not range, is it? That's just +1 attack. Yeah, we've got ourselves a little bit of a game. And here we go. People with legs. I guess Dragoons have legs too. Alright, more Zealots, more High Templar, more Gateways. Protoss looking to overwhelm Zerg with just more. +1 armor on the way. Oh, +2 armor on the way. Correction. Both players just powering up. Second evolution chamber going down for Zerg. Starting to get into our layer tech. And there's really nothing interesting happening. Both players are just just building a bunch of stuff. Here we go, we got a Dragoon. More pylons. 7 gateways. A Dragoon stuck. Tale as old as time. And Zerg is, you know, doing the right thing by expanding here, I think. Really get that machine up and rolling. Again, going up into layer. Going to be able to supplement this army with lurkers. Protoss hasn't really been expanding. Also didn't go stairs. We saw this robo facility. I think we're going to start seeing observers out. So that's well timed in relation to the fact the layer just finished. So we've got, I imagine, lurker being researched here real soon. Or a spire. That's a great counter to mass zealots. They can't shoot up. As good as they are, they suck against Mutalisks. Except that it takes forever to kill them. Because they are tanky. Alright, here comes the attack. There goes the attack. Regrouping. All right, they're charging back into it, starting to commit. Still no Sunkens, though. Now, a lot of Hydralisks here. These are juicy Storm targets, and oh my gosh! The Storm's killing everything, to include all the Protoss units on the front, but mostly Hydralisks, and the Hydralisks are melting. That Evolution Chamber, gotta stay indoors. It's stormy outside. This is looking pretty strong for our Protoss player. You know, lost a lot of Zealots, but the Dragoon numbers are pretty substantial here for what we have. Now, the Hydralisks are funneling in from that third base, but we now have an Archon on the field. And we'll see how Protoss follows up this attack. We've got more waves of Dragoons following up across the map. And this looks like it could be enough to put Zerg out of this game. Alright, Dragoons are walking through, starting to just kill everything. This is looking bad for our Zerg player friends. We got some drones coming in to help. Battle drones. Soaking up some shots. Hydralisks getting into position. Now the Dragoons are getting a little surrounded here, but the numbers are just a little bit too heavy for Protoss. And there goes the vast majority of the defense force. We're mixing in Zealots again. A continuous stream of red units flowing across up towards our blue Zerg. And there goes one of the hatcheries. Protoss starting to make some ground here in the natural. Another hatchery being rebuilt in the main. More Hydralisks trying to come up from the rear. Not really in a position to cut off reinforcements, but just trying to buy some time and stifle this attack from rolling through. And there's the GG. Good game. Good game. Now I got to do the whole rope-a-dope of, you know, changing these scores and everything, which I'm not great at. All right, so that's going to be the first match win in this series is going to go to CPL Breeze against Night Dad. Each of these are a best of 3. Let me go ahead and see if I can't fix the scoreboard here for the in-game scoreboard. Okay, cool. That should be good. Let's go ahead and go into round number 2. Looking for the round 2 replay. All right, game 2. We've got Night Dad as Zerg, Breeze as Protoss. Let's get after it. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, representing the big naturals, which might have something to do with Night Dad's name and how he spelt it. I don't know, but in the top left, we've got Blue Zerg, Night Dad. The bottom left, we've got CPL Breeze, our red Protoss, coming off a win of primarily using Zealots, following up with Dragoons and some Wild Storms, killing anything that slithers and looks like a bug. So we'll see how this goes. Didn't even notice the map. What map is this? Knockout? Yeah, it's Knockout. I'll go ahead and change that on the score card thingy too. There's too much stuff to fix. Knockout. Save. Boom. All right, should say Knockout now. We'll see how these players fight each other now. Now, I haven't seen Breeze play before. I've seen Night Dad play before. I think we casted some Night Dad matches. I don't know if we did regular season ones, but I definitely remember casting Night Dad during preseason. And then Breeze, I just don't remember. I know Breeze is a fellow caster for CPL. So whenever you see them on, make sure you hit up those streams. Spawning Cool going down for a Zerg player. We have another Forge Fast Expand kind of being set up for our Protoss. And the probe is being nice and annoying. We'll see if it can delay this expansion. Imagine Night Dad's going to come out here, try to throw a hatchery down. Doesn't look like the probe's following. Content with just staying in the main. Forge is complete. Looks like Breeze is just saving up to get that Nexus. Maybe throw down a cannon first. I don't know. We will have to see. The drone is going to be scouting this location. All right, drone goes by. Nexus goes down. Oh man, the excitement. So much stuff happening. All right, here comes some Zerglings. So we got 2 Zerglings. They're going to start chasing the probe. Looks like we've got another pair. So stopping at 4. This probe's being slippery. Drone is going to get out. Cannon goes down next to the Nexus. And this time it looks like Night Dad was a little bit more successful in killing the probe than last time. Last time, the probe was out and about for quite a while, scouting pretty much everything the Zerg player was doing. Zergling's going to be running across here. Not going to find much luck, I think, on trying to get by, but last time Night Dad was pretty content with just having the Zerglings hang out front and keep an eye on things. But last game, they didn't keep an eye on things too well, because 3 Zealots ran right by them and caused all sorts of mayhem in the Zerg base. So we'll see if we see that from Breeze again. This time going into a simulator, I think, earlier than last time? I don't know. He got that core and then he went Citadel. Probe transfer. 3rd hatchery. Getting gas. It's looking like a repeat of last game. At least with regard to the builds early on. Got the core being thrown down for our Protoss player. But yeah, I gotta say, for any of you in CPL, least sponsoring a pizza for practice is incredibly motivating. So if you're on a team like Big Naturals or Bargain Bin Bonjwas, I definitely recommend having someone pay for a pizza because, wow, it's motivating. Practice games are going through the roof right now. Okay, Evolution Chamber kind of walling this off. Creep Colony. Okay, now this is something we didn't see last game. We didn't see any static defense from Night Dad. I mean, there was 1 Creep Colony attempted at the 3rd base, but it got schwacked by some squirrely Zealots. So this time I think Night Dad is learning the lesson, and if he's going to go Hydralisks, which we are seeing that, again, having at least something to help with the backstabs. Now we're at 2 Zealots. We're going to be getting a 3rd one here soon, I think. And when we do, we'll likely see the move out from Protoss. Bree's going to throw down a 2nd cannon preparation for this move out, just to make sure there can't be any run by. Both players just doing their thing. Getting speed, getting +1 range. Alright, now we've got our 3 Zealots. Now let's see if Breeze can sneak these by, or if he's going to have the speed bump of these 4 Lings to deal with. Oh, they are on hold position. Alright, so hitting the Lings, this does give the early warning that it was lacking last game. We've got a few more Lings being popped, but we also have the Sunken Colony here. And I think if this goes similar to last game, then when this attack hits, after it's fended off, I think that's when we saw Zerg take their 3rd base. So we'll see if Night Dad does that again. Engaging a little bit outside of the Sunken's range, unfortunately, but the Sunken's going to be helping a lot here. Zergling's pulling back to kind of close this gap. And it looks like it's going to send the Zealots home. Okay, cool. Much better defense this round than last round from Night Dad, and we also see a much earlier layer. What's up, Azizi? We've been talking about pizza. Are you a pineapple on pizza guy? Or what's your favorite pizza topping? Alright, we've got the Citadel, we've got legs, we've got Dragoon range. Looks like we're going very gateway centric again. many meats as possible. I wonder if I can get a goose pizza anywhere. Yeah, I think the pizza that we're all competing for in Zero Effort Zealot Rush is, I forget what Least called it, but he was just like, the uber super mega meaty meat witch pizza. So that might be part of the motivation behind everyone. All right, drone got a little lost on the way to the third base, but looking to take this base over the mineral only. Get some of that additional gas. Second creep colony going down here at the natural, which I think will be helpful considering how Breeze is playing. What's up, Arctic Sun? Oh, well, don't spoil us. Don't spoil us. Don't spoil us. Looking forward to seeing some High Templar play. Arctic Sun is indeed Breeze. Check out their Twitch channel as well for some additional casts. All right, we're at 4 cannons here for Protoss. We're up to 3 gates. We already have High Templar out. So both players, I feel like, adjusting from last game pretty well, right? Saw the success of the High Templar in the previous game, mixing them into the unit composition a little bit earlier than just going full Zealot very early. We're seeing more static defense from our Zerg friend. All right, and here's the move out. Now Zerg, I think, might have spotted it. Ooh, I don't know what's going on here. Okay, a little bit of repositioning. Did see the blue on the mini-map. Gonna knock out these Zerglings real quick before heading out. All right, we've got Protoss moving north. We've got a whole grip of Hydralisks hanging out here on the high ground. I like the pre-positioning here. In the event that Protoss comes down here and starts pushing into the natural, then these Hydralisks are gonna be able to come down, get that high range advantage, or elevation advantage, and start doing some work down here. Now it does look like the engagement's going to start against the Hydralisks on the high ground. They're going to be pulling back. Might get a flank here from the natural. Ooh, okay. Storm goes down. Only hits a couple of Hydralisks. Now these Hydralisks a little bit out of the fight, but they're racing to get back in. And it looks like the Protoss army's a little outnumbered here. And there's not much for an escape route either. The one good thing that may happen with this escape for the Protoss units is a potential of scouting this additional base, but no, going straight south, going to be going back home and continuing to transition into more of a mass Dragoon play. Now we've got the Robo Facility, we've got the Observatory out. We didn't get to Lurkers last game, but the timing was still really good because Lurkers were definitely a possibility. Not seeing Lurkers morphing right now for our Zerg player, but the Observers definitely don't want to forget having those, so good thing to have those. Huge storm on the bridge. Oh my gosh. Beautiful defense there. Poor trade for Night Dad, but we have a lot more Hydralisks coming. This is that stage of the game where Zerg is just pumping on all cylinders, just making Hydralisks out of every larva that's available. A couple Dragoons here, keeping an eye on the high ground. Little bit of a skirmish happening outside the natural. Are we going to see another big storm? Not quite yet. Not quite yet. Going to have to charge up a little bit if it doesn't get sniped. Oh, big storm from this other High Templar that shows up, though, is going to allow Protoss to clean up the initial Hydralisk force. More coming in. A little bit of a scrappy fight here. We've got units all over the place fighting over these bridges. Okay. We kind of hit parity. Let's see where we're at. We still got 4 cannons. We're getting the observers out. We're up to 5 gateways. We've got some sort of armor upgrading. All right, so +2. So we're going to be 1, 2. We're at +2 range for these Hydralisks, and we're starting to see the Lurkers. See, so this is really good timing to get those observers out. They'll be able to spot those Lurkers. We'll see if Protoss is able to see these morphing too, because they can still be a little bit of a surprise if they just walk across those bridge. Like, yeah, you see them, but they still do a lot of damage. Okay, Night Dad looking to stage right here for the attack. Now, if we look at Zerg, we do have additional bases. We're at 4 bases now with a whole bunch of hatcheries. So it looks like we're at 6 hatcheries. Lurkers getting burrowed, going to knock out these Dragoons, no problem. Securing a foothold right here at the end of the bridge, looking for High Templars for storms. Not seeing any available right now. but the Dragoons with their range are going to be able to kind of hit these Hydralisks from a good distance. Zerg scrambling to get up on this high ground, getting good placement with these lurkers. Now, a good storm would wreak havoc on this army, but the Dragoons are going to have to pull back a little bit. We do have a High Templar out here. Zerg getting some shots of opportunity, and we have a third base going down. Okay, so this expansion is going to be heavily contested. And it looks like Zerg is like seeing red. So seeing this expansion pop up, I think that's going to trigger a response from Zerg to start pushing aggressively. And that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing the lurkers move up, taking this high ground. Even this lurker taking the low road, getting up here, somehow surviving, and is going to fight over this piece of ground and get this expansion out of here. Protoss does look like they have enough, though, and these observers allowing these lurkers to not be able to fight in secret. Oh no, but there's just enough Hydralisks. Getting in there, they are going to deny this Nexus, and there's a whole nother wave of Hydralisks following them up. Bummer timing on the expansion, and good awareness from the Zerg to see that it was popping up and there was a window of opportunity. Now, if we look at Protoss, we have increased the gateway count, sitting at 7 at the moment, and macroing out a whole ton of Dragoons. For Zerg, continuing to, well, I was going to say continuing to get upgrades, but I don't know if that's accurate. It looks like Carapace. Okay, so Carapace did just finish, and we're starting to go up towards Hive Tech. Queen's Nest down, adding additional hatcheries. Economy is looking pretty strong. We've got kind of 2 armies here. All right, a whole bunch more lurkers just morphed. Now, Protoss is seeing all of this. We've got observers all over this army down here at the high ground third, I'll call it. And this is looking to be quite the contain from Zerg. Definitely something that's going to be a challenge to break out of without some sort of, I don't know, High Templar come to mind. I don't know if Reavers would be good in this situation. Maybe not, because you would need a shuttle, and the Hydralisks would just pick them out. But some sort of splash damage is definitely going to be needed, and we're going to see that in the form of High Templar. All right, the Spines are starting to aggro these Dragoons. Now they're sitting here on the low ground. Hey, Prezin! What's up, man? Thanks for following. All right, the contain is established. Now Zerg's not expanding a whole bunch. Right? I feel like there's kind of 2 options when you have this contain. One is expand and start taking over as much of the map as possible, and 2 is just start putting all your economy into that army and tech up. And that's kind of the option we're seeing here. We're seeing Hive being morphed, it's almost done. We're seeing Spire being thrown down, almost completed. Yo, the Lampshade, sick username by the way. And we're just seeing Zerg throw units at this Protoss player. Alright, now these lurkers are worth their weight in gold right now, getting a lot done. This ramp being a real challenge to fight uphill against. And I don't think there's no more observers. And you know what? Oh my gosh, I think those storms might have killed them. We got another observer in place though. And this is a lot of lurkers. This is mucho lurkers. Okay, trying to break it again. Need to get those zealots up there. They're chomping up the hill. Some of the lurkers are going down. Now this High Templar just doesn't quite have enough energy. We're having the surround come from the Hydralisks that were sitting across the bridge. Looks like we're set up to lose all of these Dragoons. And Zerg may have just done it. There is not much left at home for our Protoss hero. And that's the GG. GG. All right, we are sitting at 1-1 for this series. We do get to go to game 3. Now let me do all the random nonsense of getting all these text documents and everything the way they're supposed to be. All right, cool. All right, let's go straight into the decider match. Also, thank you so much for everyone that's following. This is CPL, if you're not aware. Let me scoot away from that so I'm not like, oh yeah, this is, you know, wearing the big naturals as glasses. But anyway, this is CPL. Learning League. If you're not a part of it, you should join it. It's for everybody. We've got low level, we've got high level. Right now we're casting tier 3 games, which is kind of around like E, low D rank, I think is kind of what it's geared towards. And yeah, it's a good time. This is half of the players that are competing against each other. We have 4 teams, and this is half of the tier 3 players between Bargain Bin Bonjwas, and big naturals. All right, let's go ahead into game 3. This is going to be on Polestar, and it will be the decider to see who gets the first W, big naturals or bargain bin Bonjwas. Let me change the map name real quick. Ugh, it's the worst. If I can, there we go. Polestar. I think that's one word, yeah? It's gonna be one word a day. All right, so our Protoss player, Bargain Bin Naturals, representing Arctic Sun in the chat, streamer extraordinaire, Breeze. The bottom left, we've got Night Dad, representing Big Naturals. If it wasn't obvious from his name, he has these huge eyeballs looking at you very naturally. We have our Blue Zerg, Night Dad. So we do have a cross spawn. Oh, thanks for saying nice casting, Lampshade. It's the nicest thing anyone said to me today. Normally it's just Escalade calling me a nerd. It's most of the chat. If you ever go into any of these chat histories from any of these streams, it's just him talking trash. See? There he is. Alright, so we have the Protoss player scouting after Pylon. We've got a hatchery here in the Zerg base. Looks like spawning pool about to be plopped right down. Yep, okay, so 9 pool. Okay, Protoss going to confirm there's no Zerginess going on the bottom right of the map. We have another probe up here. Undoubtedly going to throw down a forge. Would you look at that? Gosh, dang. People say understanding this game's hard. Okay, and there's the second Overlord. Going to be popping out. We've got Protoss. Is going to identify Zerginess happening in the bottom left of this map. Got another probe heading over here. Looks like we might go straight into Nexus. Nexus it. Nexus it. Nice. Alright. Drone spitting on a probe. And going straight into the hatchery. Okay, cool. So far, so good. Two Zerglings, probably another pair. Yep, okay. Same build orders. It's going to come down to control. Come down to expansions. I would like to see Protoss expand a little bit faster. Because, like, last game, what we noticed, well, like, game 1, Protoss was able to kind of just overwhelm the Zerg with a lot of Zealots, right? That was kind of like the synopsis of that one. Game 2, that third base was just a little late to where the Zerg was able to identify that it was going up, took advantage of it with the light contain at that point in the game, and really just steamroll from that point forward. I think if Protoss is able to get a solid third base up and play a little bit more defensively early on, that might be the change we want to see in the world here. Alrighty. Lynx did a good job on the probe that time. They are heading across the map. Now we've had the Overlord confirm there's no Protossiness. This other Overlord is going to head over here and do the same, but the Zerglings are going to get up to the natural here across the map much earlier. I'm catching up on chat. Y'all type a lot. Alright. Zealots. Okay, we have a third hatchery going down for our Zerg. Again, this one's going to have a gas. Okay. Things are hanging out here. If I was a betting man, I'd say at 3 Zealots, we're going to see him move out. What I want to see is Sayers. Staged, another CPL caster. Should check out his stuff. Alright, now we're hitting that point in the game where we just chill. Alrighty. 2 Zealots hanging out here at the wall. Citadel. Alright, about to have that 3rd Zealot. That's a decision point in the game. Now, again, this reminds me a lot more of Game 1 on Eclipse, where the Zerg took that like challenging 3rd base to defend. This time, this 3rd base is a little bit easier to defend and much more accessible for both players. But what reminds me the most about Game 1 and this game is the lack of static defense, right? So we see the Protoss moving out with the 3 Zealots. We have Hydralisk a little bit earlier this time, I feel like I haven't really been like benchmarking these things. And these should be able to hold off the 3 Zealots. But again, I don't know why. I just feel like I would be so much more comfortable with a Sunken. Yeah, this is 100% vibe casting. I'm not good enough to have actual analysis. This is pure entertainment value. Okay, unfortunately, that Zealot caught a little out of position. These Hydralisks are going to be able to jump on it. Second one as well. I'm not sure. I didn't see if Breeze was able to come up here and see this, but he did see the Hydralisk come down from that ramp. So undoubtedly knows, okay, hey, Zerg is on 3 base. Got it. Starting Dragoon production. +1 melee. Underway. Moving across the map a little bit early. Okay, this does feel earlier. My vibes are telling me we did not have this kind of Hydralisk train at the 6-minute mark in the previous games. So Night Dad, I think, is going to hit pretty hard here. We've got a couple goons. Breeze doing the right thing, throwing down additional cannons. He's going to need them. 2 gateways. All right, the Forge is going to go down. This is going to be a denial of the +1 upgrade as well. Okay. Likely going to lose this gateway. Okay, now the cannons are all in the fight. One of the cannons going down real quick, but getting a few Hydralisks as well. This isn't a position that I think Zerg can just power through at the moment, but very soon, if this Hydralisk production keeps coming across the board like this, very well might be able to. Now we're going to need some energy on these High Templar, but once they are energized, they got to like slam some Red Bulls or something. Their storms are going to be a huge factor in the deciding, in the decision of this this skirmish. Okay, gateway going down. We do have that extra Forge in the main, but we may be hurting on production if this gateway dies. Down it goes. 3.5 cannons. All right, here come the Hydralisks. We're seeing the committal from Zerg. We're going to see another cannon go down. It goes down. The High Templar are just not quite ready yet. They say, hold on, hold on. Okay, decides to opt into an Archon. Get something that can shoot. But the Hydralisks are just a little bit too much in the moment. And that's going to be a GG. Oh, man. Great games. Great games by both players. A lot of fun. Let's go into our next series. And that's going to be a 2-1 win for Night Dad, giving Big Naturals the first series win in the Tier 3 Week 3. And I have no idea on team standings. The only thing I'm sure of is that the team I'm on, Zero Effort Zealot Rush, is in last place. I think we're dead last, but that's okay because we have the most fun. So, well, I mean, maybe not the most fun, but we have a pizza challenge, and that's cool. All right, next up, we've got Dude versus Rennick. This is going to be a PVZ again. And Rennack, I think you were still in the chat. So no spoilers. Don't spoil this for us. All right, first map is going to be on Eclipse. Let me go ahead and just do the in-game scoreboard here real quick while I have the names up. So we've got Dude. Dude. He's going to be our Protoss. We've got Rennack as our Zergy guy. We're going to be on Eclipse. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. All right, well, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Let's jump into it, y'all. If I can figure out how to change scenes. Hey! There we go. All right, y'all. Up here in the top right, we've got our blue Protoss representing the Bargain Bin Bonjwas. Clearance sale Bonjwas right here. In the bottom left, we've got our red Zerg Rennack representing the Big Naturals. So natural. So big. These maps can use a little bit more size in their naturals. Yeah, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna watch Renek's mining. He really wanted us to check it out. Ah, that's some good mining, my man. Getting minerals, getting minerals. Okay, I like to hang out in Zerg's base early in the cast for this key point. Whether we decide to go 9 pool, over pool, or drone up to get a 12 hatch or whatever. This is kind of like the build decider, the opening decider timing. Okay, does look like we have an Overlord coming. So we can go ahead and check out Protoss. Protoss is mining, as they do. Pylon is already down at the natural, but we didn't see a scout off of the pylon. Looks like we're going to follow up with a forge and then potentially scout. Yep, there it goes. And with Eclipse being a 2-player map, you can kind of go one of both ways when it comes to scouting, right? You can scout early, or you can do like a cheese early, because you know exactly where they're going to be. Or you can hold back a little bit and optimize a little bit of early game economy, because you already know where they're at. The only risk there is knowing what they're doing. Alright, so we have the spawning pool going down. Does look like a hatchery is going to be thrown down here by this drone. Just kidding. I meant this drone. That one is going to go check out what Protoss is up to. But I also want to note, what is this? What's he doing? Oh, okay. He's checking for wonkiness. Seeing if the Zergy's doing Zergy things up there at the natural third base, I guess we'll call it. I was kind of hoping there for some sort of crazy proxy, but I guess that wouldn't make much sense with everything going on here. We have a cannon, we have gateway, we have the forge, no nexus, I want to point out. It's a little bit different than what we were seeing from Breeze's build order before. Zergling's chasing a probe. It looks like Renek only made 2 Zerglings, so a little bit of a difference we're seeing there. Ah, and here's that third base. Here it comes. Alright, so third hatchery is down. This probe likely... Oh! I don't know if it's going to survive long enough to see it, or if that's going to be the direction that Dude goes. Yeah, Dude doesn't seem to be scouting that direction on his way out. Ooh, and this probe's going to get trapped right there. Or not. The slipperiest workers of all. Probes. Probes are OP. First Zealot about to make its landing here. We've got Cybernetics Core. And we'll have to see if Dude likes to use Corsairs. Alright. Now everyone can feel the anticipation. Something's gonna happen. Something big's gonna happen. Any moment now. Got more probes, more drones. No more zealots. But that's because we're getting a Nexus, baby. Alright, third hatchery is up. Natural being taken by Dude. A couple more lings. See a fourth hatchery being built here at the natural for Renek. So gearing up for what appears to be like a 5-hatch Hydra. +1 melee. A couple zealots. About to be a nuisance. We'll see where they go. Oh, there's a Renek gossip channel. Was it made by Escalade? Ooh, and the Zealot's going straight for the third base. Now there's nothing here to include much to kill. There's a couple drones though, and the awareness is helpful, and it might cause a reaction by our Zerg player. The Zealots are going to run over here, try to get at least one drone. Unsuccessful. A few Zerglings are going to peek in here. I don't think these Zealots are going to get a whole lot done, but that definitely is annoying. Ooh, nice little micro here from the Zealots. Getting way more damage than they should. I felt like those Zerglings Oh man, I was hopeful for the Zerglings, but no. We're gonna have the one Zealot parked back here behind the minerals. More Zerglings popping out here at this base. They're gonna clean that up eventually, and some of the drones are gonna return here to get back to work. We do have the Hydra Den. More Zerglings. Big probe transfer. A few Zealots. And we're doing Citadel and Gateways. So another ground-based army from our Protoss player. And the Zealot does get cleaned up. Okay, cool. Well, now let's go ahead and see what our Zerg player is going to do. It looks like Renak is going to be running over with a few Zerglings. Now, he's not going to be able to get anything done with these Zerglings, but he may use them to at least scout out like this third base up here. Make sure that, you know, Protoss is staying honest and staying behind their little wall. Nothing squirrely or strange is happening. And Protoss is going to continue to power up, get more gateways. Currently sitting on 3. I think this is +2. No, still waiting on +1 melee. The Zealots are going to come out here and get the Zerglings off their lawn. Okay, Hydra production has started. Whole bunch of Hydras coming out. Saw 8 up there in the production tab just momentarily. We got Loogie range researching. Okay, and now we see Dude going to try to apply some more pressure here to the third base. I don't think much is going to get done here. We got a couple Zerglings, some Hydralisks. And my PvZ combat math isn't really all there. But I thought maybe these Hydras would be able to do it. Maybe not. Zealots are so good, it's stupid. But with this reinforcements, this is going to get cleaned up no problem. And one thing to note is there was no drone damage. So I think Renak is sitting in a pretty good spot right now. Now, trying to take a few more Zealots into the natural after having seen all of the Zerg army go up to the third. But there's still some Hydralisks back here, and this wall is really confusing these Zealots. So a lot of free hits. But these Zealots are being a little bit more successful with disrupting the mining. They killed a drone. They got the pull. So not entirely a fruitless attack. Heck, this Zealot's still around, poking around, doing things. Okay, end of that. But here comes the counterattack, and this looks like too much. I don't see anything at home for Protoss that's going to be able to stop this Hydralisk push. The Forge is going to go down. Hydralisk are going to kill these Zealots. They're probably going to push forward, knock out this cannon real quick. Oh, man. Looking a little rough for my dude here. And that's the GG. So game 1 is going to go to Renak. All right, very cool. Let me scoot on over. Let's go ahead and get the score up there. So right now, that is a first win in the series against Dude. Big Naturals coming out strong, coming out big. And let's go ahead and give him +1 on that scoreboard. And let's go into game 2. Let's just burn through these guys. We don't have time to waste. Now game 2 is going to be on Polestar. Let me change that on this bad boy too. Cool. Let me show you guys the game. Oh, and here we are! Alright, Dude coming off of a loss in the last match is in the bottom right on Polestar, a 4-player map, representing Bargain Bin Bonjwas. Now we got our red Zerg, Renek, looking hot. As our red Zerg down here in the bottom left, representing Big Naturals. And now we wait. We watch Renek's mining, we ridicule him to the extent that he allows us, and we sip on coffee and hope for cheeses. Did someone post Gypsy's armpit? What is that, Goose? Alrighty. Delicious. Delicious and warm. Alright, going into an Overlord. Pylon at the natural. Probe running check for Zerginess. and we chill. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for those that have been subscribing too. Like I was mentioning earlier, if you're into CPL or you're into Brood War, you should check out StarCraft Underground. All the money that gets subbed, you know, and please just use Prime subs, you know, throw them at the channel. They just go straight into funding for StarCraft Underground tournaments. We haven't done one yet. We're at like $12, I think, for the channel. But once it hits the payout amount of 50, then that's just going to get thrown towards an open tournament, and it'll be a good time. But yeah, the link's somewhere on the Twitch channel, so if you like Brood War, join. It's for everybody. It's a good time. Yo, Goose, my man. Of course you can subscribe. Appreciate it. I don't know why the alert thing didn't go off either. It should. Maybe it takes a second. Either way, thank you, Goose. Much love. Alright, we got this Forge getting spat on. We have the Nexus going down earlier this time. So last game we saw a dude go for the Gateway and the Cannon first, and then threw down the Nexus. This time we're seeing the Nexus much earlier. And we're doing 2 Zerglings again to get the probe out of there. We have the second hatchery and preparing for the third. This should be going down here any moment now. Any moment. I predict at any point in time, this is going to happen. And Rennick is going to throw that hatchery down. Yo, Manadog, my man! Thank you. Thank you for the sub. Yeah. And I'm completely transparent about it too. Like, I'll let you guys know like where the channel money's at. I don't run ads. I guess some people get them. I don't know how that's happening, but I've got like 20 cents of ad revenue. And it's all just going to go straight to SKU tournaments. Anyway, the hatchery did eventually go down. We're at 3 hatcheries now. 3 bases. Nexus is finishing up. We're getting our first gateway. Getting our gas. See, there it is. There it is, Goose. There's your notification. You get to watch that shark dance. I'm sure Manadogs will come in at any time. Alright. Probe is scouting over here. Trying to get a follow-up. Trying to see where the expansions for the Zerg are popping up. Noticing that it's not going to be here. Ooh, the Zerglings must have caught wind of it. They're going to be chasing this probe all over the place. Hey, Maniac Ben! Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. You used to own that shark costume? I need to get one. I really need to get one. Ooh, we're going layer this time. Okay, so Renak getting a second gas, getting his layer. We're going to probably see 3-hatch Muta. Zealot's being pumped out for our Protoss player. And here comes the core. Okay. We have some Zerglings running across. They're not going to do anything, right? But they're going to be in the way. Love the laid-back casting. This is my professional version of myself. If it's coming across as laid-back, I need to freaking fix it. Yeah, I don't know enough about the game to actually provide good analysis, so it's all just vibes, hanging out, having a good time watching our wonderful CPLers battle it out on the fields of friendly strife. Polestar. Alright, now the Spire is being thrown down. We're about 1/3 of the way done there. Oh, and we finally, see, I love watching this. I love watching Sair play. I just think it's so much more exciting when you start getting the Corsairs running around, knocking out Overlords. You got the Scourge running around, trying to chase the Corsairs, and then Protoss, I don't know, like, walks across the map with 10 Zealots, and then they win. But, like, that intermediary period is really exciting. Looks like we're going to get some of that. So we got 2 more cannons being thrown down. This is going to, you know, buy some time, make Protoss feel confident as they're getting their Corsairs out. Now, the Overlord is seeing all this. And we do already have the Spire underway, right? So the Overlords aren't going to be at so much risk. as they would be if we were just sole Hydralisk, but most of the Overlords are hanging out around the hatcheries anyway. There's one here and then one here that are likely to get shot down. Yep, we have the first Overlord being tased. Okay, Overlord tased. Not completely supply blocked though. Second Overlord likely to get tased. And the rest are staying at home. Now, we don't have any anti-air at home, so this Overlord's actually doing great work at slowing down the Corsairs from just bebopping straight across the map into the Zerg's main. Okay, we now have Mutalisks. Looks like we're building 4 more up in the production tab, and for Protoss, we're seeing a whole bunch of upgrades. We're getting legs, we're getting storm, we're getting +1 weapons, we're getting +1 air weapons, we're getting high Templar. So I'm curious as Zerg what you do here. And it looks like the answer is move out with some Mutalisks and Scourge. Track down these Corsairs. Try to knock them out maybe before they hit like a critical mass. Got energy compounding here on this High Templar. Sitting there shotgunning Red Bulls. And there's no cannon here. Is this a cannon? Okay, so we have the first cannon showing up, but the Mutalisks are going to be able to knock this out. Now we'll see how Renak does with his micro, but being able to pick off these Corsairs as they come out, right, like parking the Scourge right there, is so powerful and annoying. That's why you normally have that cannon protecting it. Good connection. Killing that one Corsair is huge. These Mutas are going to be able to do work. Oh my gosh, air superiority. And then another one pops out. Now it's racing up here to get in the range of these cannons to protect itself. But right now, there's nothing that can defend the Protoss's base from this cloud of freaking bat shrimp. Okay. So part of what I was talking about, right, that makes this version of the game so exciting is the Corsair Muta, the air fight, the dog fight going on in the skies, and then Protoss walking Zealots across to win. Let's see if that happens. Here come the Zealots trying to finish this game. Corsairs are no longer being produced. All of the probes are hanging out at the natural. The Mutalisks are just having their way with this base. Yo, what's up, tribe? Thanks for the follow, man. But here come the Zealots. They're not screwing around, but neither are the Sunkens. Looks like we have one being powered down. Killed. But I don't think this is going to be the counter damage that dude was hoping for. And the Mutalisks, they just keep coming and they don't stop coming. Now we got some Dragoons. This is going to be helpful. We do not have a Storm available. There's some weakened Dragoons here that could probably die from some of these glaives if the attention swapped from this Nexus. Looks like they were hard attacking onto there. Okay, now the attack is stopped. Now, one thing I really want to note here, yeah, screw that. I love that. I do that all the time, attacking my own buildings and stuff. But one thing I want to note here is, yeah, we just saw the Stargate go down. We saw Mutalisks run in here and just wreak havoc on the main base. But we're still at 42 probes, right? Like, I don't think Protoss is completely out of it. Just needs to stall long enough to get some production. Because the mining is going to be able to come right back online. We also have Storm available. Got a whole bunch of Dragoons. I think we still have a game ahead of us. If, you know, if Zerg can't seal the deal right now, Protoss is still scary. We've got +1 range. We're getting Dragoon range. +1 ranged attack. We're getting Dragoon range. We're getting Lurker. We're getting Flyer attack. +1. But I think honestly, at this point, we either need to kill or we need to expand as Rennek. Now he's going to go peek out and see if there's any... I thought he was going to go hunting for additional bases, but I don't think Protoss has indicated that there's a third anywhere. But getting the check there. There's not much of a weak spot here. There's this one cannon. I guess if that was knocked out, maybe the Mutalisks could vacate this mineral line. That would be really effective. Looks like there's a Zealot hanging out here at the 6 o'clock. Okay, now things are starting to level out a little bit. Now the Mutalisks are coming in here trying to get a lot of probe kills, and they're being pretty effective. But big storm. But I feel like if we should have probably hit that cannon and then parked back here. Probably much easier said than done. Now the Dragoons are trying to make a highway here. Going to kill their own gateway so they can actually run out. But we're going to need some more gateways. So replacements going up in the main. No replacement Stargate, but I think that's just fine. And we are transitioning into Hydralisk. Now, where are we looking on hatcheries? Okay, so we do have a lot of production in the form of macro hatcheries. We've got 3 here at the 3rd. We've got 2 here at the natural, so that's 5, and then 6. Now we're still continuing with Muta production, but we are mixing in a healthy dose of Hydralisk. And this is going to be a challenge, I think, for our Protoss player. We'll see how this Storm does. Dragoon's doing work, catching a lot of these stray Hydralisks outside of the main group. Scrappy game. I love games like this, where everything's just on fire. Everything's on fire, you're shooting your own buildings, you got probes going to every base. Zerg is using all their tech tree, building 3 different units. It's exciting. We've got a lot of Zealots coming. We've got Templar coming. Okay, now we're starting to see the lurkers. Now, one thing I want to point out is there's no robotics facility. There's no observatory. The best thing we've got is cannons for detection, and we've got storm. All right, here we go. We're getting a little bit of push. Now, the lurkers have been revealed. We'll see how these storms are. Storm right on top of these Hydralisks and that lurker. But it's going to take 2 of those to knock that out. Now, the Mutalisks doing a great job of sniping these High Templar. Do get stormed a little bit. But overall, I would say a favorable trade there for our Zerg player. And Protoss is continuing to be rather contained. Now, good job of kind of baiting out and aggroing some of these Zerg units into the Protoss army. And we are starting to get that production rolling, right? Like earlier when we were talking, the economic damage wasn't as bad as it may have looked when the Mutalisks first came in. And so now it looks like Protoss getting their engine up and running is going to start macroing out pretty hard. We have the observatory being constructed, and I imagine once we see the observers, that's going to probably trigger the initial move out, where I think, I don't know, I really don't know. I feel like Protoss probably needs to fight for a 3rd. I don't know if they're at a position where they can fight to cause damage or like take out Zerg bases, but at least get into a position where they can take another of their own might be the play. The Zerg has their own plan. They're coming in here with Hydralisks, lurkers, getting a nice arch, getting a nice rainbow shape right here, fully enveloping this Protoss army. Okay, now we're having a couple groups of Hydralisks close the distance. We've got lurkers leapfrogging. Now they are pretty well spaced. There's a clump here, but overall, they're not too much at risk of storms. Now these Hydralisks, on the other hand, ooh, they're very stormable. Oh, we've got DTs! Oh my gosh. The hero we needed. Okay, but there is an Overlord slowly showing up. And right at the same time as the Observer, getting a lot of free lurkers. Oh, they're dead. They're dead, yep. Overlords finally made their way, put an end to the DTs, but they did loosen up this containment pretty well. Here comes some mutas. Not a whole lot. The Dragoons are going to be able to back off and take care of that, no problem. But Zerg is continuing to keep this engagement very messy for the Protoss player. But I think Protoss is at the point of pushing this back. Gnarly storm there, killing both sides. Uh-oh. The Dragoons are getting pushed back a little bit. I'd like them to go back just a little bit more, maybe get these cannons in the mix. We have very low economy like armies clashing against each other right now. Both players just using like onesie-twosie units. Okay, now it looks like Protoss is starting to stabilize. The Zerg is also expanding out on the map, getting a 4th base. Continues to have a gajillion hatcheries, right? None of those have been knocked down. We have the hive out here. We have the queen's nest. But not seeing any additional tech up too much. Really mostly in the form of upgrades. We've got +1/+1, +2/+2 on the way for Zerg. We've got +2/+0 for our Protoss. +2 melee though. Ooh, building a little bit of a forward cannon. This will help with detection, but it'll also go down very, very quickly. But I like the idea. I don't know where all the observers went. My guess is that Storm killed them. It happens every time. Slap a Storm down, you're like, yeah, I see that lurker, let's storm it. And the observer's like, yeah, storm me, baby. And then it just blows up. Ooh, whole bunch of lurkers here. Getting morphed. We'll see if the Protoss is going to be able to jump on this. Okay, they've morphed. Let's see if how aggressive these are used. If he pulls back and tries to like secure this high ground, or if he keeps this aggression up. It looks like Renak is going to keep staying on the aggressive, try to maintain this initiative. We'll see if he just mass burrows. No, he's going to even try to push forward with all of these. And here we go. Now they're nice and clumped. If we can get a High Templar up here, I don't see any handy at the moment. Observers are moving up so that these Dragoons can start laying waste. This is a lot of lurkers though, man. But Protoss is doing what they can to knock these out, and I think this might be more efficient for Protoss. I mean, lurkers are really expensive. Okay, sniping an Overlord. And that's going to clean up the Protoss army out here in the front. Now we have a transition to Lings. Lings and Lurkers. Zerg just funneling units across the field. This High Templar unfortunately misrallied out here a little bit in front of the defenses. And we might be at the point where Zerg is just going to start overpowering, right? Like we're low on mineral patches. The economy for Zerg is just so much more powerful. We're at 51. Nice storm there is going to clean up all these Zerglings. But at some point, Protoss needs to break out. Stage, I'm looking at the chat. Manshark is one of those people that puts an L in both. Like both. Both of them. Both players. Sipping on their bolts. Alright. Things are being annoying, but they are picking out and forcing Protoss to bleed units here and there. We got a whole bunch of gateways, continuing to pump gateway units. Wow, I don't think I ever realized how low this Nexus was. That would have been a little game changing if it got knocked out earlier with the mutas. Alright, more of the same. Here we go. The biggest difference here is that we are going to start having defilers show up. We've got Consume being researched. The upgrades are looking pretty good. We got +2 carapace on these Zerglings. And the Zerglings are just going to be so efficient here. Like, sure, a bunch of them are dying, but they're going to keep Protoss in their base. Oh, here we go. Dude snuck one out. I didn't even see the probe sneak out. Now, the problem is that dude's out of money. Legitimately. He will never be able to afford that Nexus. Time for some long distance mining, baby. Here we go. So right now, I think Rennick has it. Like, there's just no income for our Protoss player. And with the trades the way that they've been, this might end up being a 2-0 in favor of our Zerg player. Let's see what these probes are going to do. Alright, Overlord and Probe staring at each other sheepishly. Big storm right there. Kills a Zealot and some Hydralisks. Alright, Probe's making a run for it. He only needs a couple hundred. He only needs 200 minerals. Can these goons in High Templar hold off for long enough? Here we go, we got the first batches coming back. Oh, that's gonna be it. Dude, GG's. Great game. That was a lot of fun. GG! I've gotta keep shifting. This is not a natural spot for my chair. Alright, so another one in the books for big naturals. Coming out strong. Next game we've got is Fuckabread and Razmagul. Go ahead and jump into it. This is going to be the last series of the day. And this is going to be a Terran versus Zerg. We don't have to watch Protoss anymore. Let me get the scorecard fixed up. So for Bargain Bin Bonjwas, we're going to have Fuckabread, which sounds delicious. He's going to be Zerg. And we've got Razmagul as our Terran representing big naturals. And we are going to be on Polestar? Again? I don't know if the order of these replays are correct. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to play in order of the maps, and it doesn't really seem like that's what's happening. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's finish off this series strong. Let everyone get back to their Monday. I hate to be a distraction for all of you. I'm sure people have work they gotta do, places they gotta be, goose pizzas they gotta eat. Looks like the scoreboard's okay. Alrighty. So, Razmagul. He's going to be our Red Terran. He is representing big naturals who are currently 2-0 in the matches that we're streaming today. And we've got Fuckabread representing Bargain Bin Bonjwas, our blue Zerg up here in the top left. We are on Polestar, 4-player map. NCX, why are you posting various types of melons in our chat? Oh, they played them in the right order, but they weren't labeled correctly. Got it. Well, I don't remember what the order was. I just remembered in the first series, I'm pretty sure Eclipse was the first map. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We'll get through it, guys. Alright, Overlord popping out here for our Zerg player. We have a wall being initiated here from Razmagul. SCVs doing SCV things. Okay, so it was supposed to be Eclipse, Polestar, Knockout. Got it. Well, we're starting with Polestar. Getting a barracks, no cheese from either player. Unfortunately, am I right? Looks like we're going to be sending a drone to scout and a drone to expand. Okay, nice. Did a little circle. You know, I think drones are kind of like dogs, right? Like my dog does that before it lays down. Drones do that before they build buildings. Very canine in nature. All right, so this drone's going to be heading straight towards the Terran. Natural is going to see the wall being thrown down. Going to be able to squeeze by right here. Yep, excuse me, pardon me, coming through. And what they're going to see is that there's a CC and a bunch of SCVs up here. What they're not going to see is any gas. So third player's going to be like, okay, cool, word, not mech. He's going to park the drone up there. SCV's looking for it. And we're getting our marine production underway. Very exciting stuff. Spawning pool going down, extractor being morphed in. And I'm going to predict we're going to go straight into mutas. Second barracks being constructed for our Terran players, so we're going to be seeing 2 barracks before an expansion. Very standard. And the drone doesn't quite make it out. That's like shooting a dog, as we just determined. Very sad. All right, we've got 3 pairs of Zerglings being brought in. We have layer kicking off fast and furious. It's like shooting Manadog. I mean, Manadog's true name is Smut Mutt, so take that for what you will. Oh, did he cancel this? Oh, he canceled the barracks, started the expansion, and is now rebuilding the barracks. Interesting. Okay, 2 Marines here. Need to plug this hole, otherwise these are going to be annoying. These 4 Lings going to be able to romp right over those 2 Marines. You have more Lings coming in. I don't know if we want to get too hung up here on the barracks. Can definitely run down here and kill the SCV, building the CC, but you know what? Like, hey, might actually get it. Now, Razmagul can always lift this off, too, don't forget. So it's not really at risk of dying completely. Okay, another Marine goes down. Does look like Fucking Bread is going to be attacking this barracks. Oh my gosh. Oh, we got a GG. Razmagul, my man, you were still in that game. Definitely still in that game. Wow, GG. All right. I get it. I really wanted to GG earlier today because my split was bad. And that kind of feels like that. Okay, so we do have Fucking Bread with +1 win here. And we still have a whole series, right? So that was a very, very quick match, but we have more to watch. Let's go straight into game number 2. This one's going to be on Eclipse. Fix the scoreboard thingy. And right now, Fucking Bread is looking like he could be the one to change Bargain Bin Bonjwas' luck in these series and get them on the board in Tier 3 Week 3. Let's go ahead and go to the live PC. Boom, boom. Here we are. Oh, I didn't change the map. Eclipse. All right, so Eclipse, 2-player map, right? Top right, we've got Razmagul, our red Terran. And then we've got blue Zerg down here in the bottom left. Now, if you are playing Bingo, which you should be, I don't announce it, but if you are playing Bingo, you know, go to bingobaker.com, make a custom Bingo sheet, throw it in the CPL chat, tag Anderson, who manages all the prizes. But anyway, a lot of people tend to put in-game chat on their Bingo sheet. Well, you can mark that one off because we just got an in-game chat, y'all. Now, to be clear, saying GG does not count as in chat. Oh! These little things in Twitch are auto mods. Okay, there may have been some things saying not getting past the auto mod. Sorry if that's been happening. I was like, why are they showing up highlighted in red? Anyway, I let it through NCX. Alright, Overlord coming out on 9 again. Wall being thrown down here again. I'm wondering if there was a little bit of frustration from Razmagul, because we saw last time that he ended up canceling his second barracks, building the CC, and then kind of going into his build. And then on top of working through that situation, which is really frustrating as a Terran player, because everything just needs to be like boom, 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 otherwise everything's all screwed up. Then having the Lings kind of sneak in and just kill each of your Marines as they pop out one by one is incredibly tilting. So I'm wondering if this game, if we're going to see the build order come out the way as intended, Razmagul is feeling good and is able to get that bio ball rolling, and we'll have a full-on ZVT. Yo, Arctic Sun. Yeah, I love doing it. I love casting these games. And I play at this tier, so it's kind of fun to like see the opponents and like what they're doing. Whoa, okay. Big SCV pull here to attack this drone. Does look like they're going to be going back to work. Barracks being thrown down, so we have a second barracks already being thrown down. So last time, that second barracks was canceled, and Razmagul opted to go for a little bit of an earlier expand. Which is a build, right? Like a 1 barracks expand into kind of like the 2 barracks up into like 4 barracks, like academy is a thing. But so is doing the 2 racks first. All right, CC is gonna be thrown down. Getting our marine production up and rolling. Second hatchery just now finishing. Going straight into layer, baby. Now, where's the second supply depot? We don't want to get supply blocked. So we did get supply blocked just a little bit. Supply depot going down for Razmagul. Two Marines. Looks like only 2 Zerglings this time. So last time it seemed like Fuckabread did want to put that early Ling pressure on, get some damage early. We saw 6 Lings pop out initially. Now this might be as a result of supply block. We might see more. No, it kind of looks like Bread is going for just more drones at the moment. So instead, going to throw down a creep colony. Other barracks, academy getting thrown up, which means we should have gas. So, going to be getting the gas, going to be going into academy, stim, range, all that good stuff. All the things that make the world spin. Which reminds me, I think I was watching a pig cast for StarCraft 2, and he's got this shirt that someone sent him, and it was like legalized stims, or like legalized stim packs, and I just love that shirt. Staged what? It's pretty unhinged. Okay. You have a legalized stim pack shirt? I need one. All right, we're getting medic production out. So normally with this kind of build, you'll get like 2 medics. You'll run across the map, try to force them to make some sunkens. We already have 1 sunken down. We're getting our 3rd hatchery here. We're going into Spire. So 3 hatch Spire. And what I'm not seeing, and it should be coming up soon. Oh, there it is. The eBay. Right? I don't know about other Terrans. I may not be speaking for everybody, but I hate the mutaphase. Hate it. I cannot stand fighting against muta harassment in the early game. It's so annoying. Alright, Spire's going to finish right here. We'll see how much gas Buckabread has. He had 700. Going to be able to dump into 6 Mutalisks. Looks like he was only limited by Larva. Getting +1 flyer attacks as well. And we should be seeing these come straight across. Now, the Bio Ball is looking okay. But we're going to have to start getting some turrets down. Looks like we're starting with the main. We're going to get 2 turrets up here. Want to make sure we don't neglect the natural and putting some turrets up. But luckily we do have this mass of Medic Marine to help defend. Also, I want to point out 3rd hatchery going up in the top left, securing this very like high yield base on Eclipse. It's got 2 gas, a bunch of minerals. So this is kind of sneaky and definitely going to be powerful if it's not punished by our Terran player. Another turret going over here by the production, so we have 4 in the main. Down here, it looks like we're getting at least 1 in the natural, utilizing the Marines to kind of defend the ramp and natural choke. Ooh, we've got a stim. What did he see? Oh, he saw this! Alright, 1 turret goes down. We're hearing stims left and right. Mutalisks are going to be bouncing back, and they're going to make this game miserable for any Terran player ever. Oh, I hate Mutalisks. Now, Razmagul, unfortunately, a little supply blocked. Trying to focus construction efforts on turrets, but is going to need to get some supply depots as well if he's going to continue to mass up Medic Marine. Okay, we've got 8 Mutalisks. Uh-oh. Medic's a little out of position. We're going to stim these Marines forward. Getting some good damage on these mutas, but still 8 alive and well. Ooh, coming a little dangerously close to the Bio Ball. Now the Bio Ball ready to commit. Don't want to leave the medics behind, though. This is a little bit dangerous. This is one of those situations where mutas can like dive on top of these as they're stimming, and the medics aren't replenishing them, and clean up a good amount. Alright, so the Mutalisks trying to pick off Marines here and there where they can, but overall, Terran not too upset about this, because if the mutas are doing this, they're not in the base killing all the SCVs. Now, there's going to be too much Sunkens down here for this Bio Ball to fight. Now, Razmagul smartly going up here and checking the 3rd, but unfortunately unaware that the 3rd is actually up here at the Supa base. Alright, this is a lot of Mutalisks though. The medics not staying with the group is going to spell disaster for those Marines. Completely resetting the Bio Army. A few more turrets down here at the natural. We've got a few more turrets up here in the main as well. Looks like 6 total. But we're at the point where we got to just continue to just pump out Marines. Good. We're getting another barracks. It's going to bring us up to 4. And this is looking a little tough for our Terran player. There's a lot of Mutalisks. Right, here comes the first dive. Gonna do a little bit of Mutamicro, almost knocking out this turret. Does finally go down. Now the Stim Marines doing what they can. Oh man, I'm on the edge of my seat, ladies and gentlemen. This is the worst part of StarCraft right here. This and Reavers, obviously. Okay, Bioball moves out. Mutacloud moves in. It's just going to eat up these turrets super fast. We got 1 turret down, 2 turrets down. Now, there's a good amount of depth to these turrets, and the Mutalist numbers are falling. Sitting at 9. Right, I want to say there was like a control group plus in that initial batch, but now we're starting to see SCVs fall, and now we're at 23 to 27 workers. This doesn't feel as good for Terran. Now the Mutalists are running away. Why? Because there's a whole bunch of Marines coming down here, but this is so much Sunkens. There's 3 of them. Target firing the middle one. Looks like it might be going down. What are we looking at on upgrades? Oh, we just had +1 finish. We just had it go down. Oh! And these Marines are going to be able to wipe this up. Okay, they have a target of opportunity. They can come in here and they can just start killing all these drones. Start target firing the drones. Oh, but the Mutalists show up. And with that, there goes the Bio Ball. Where are we at? So we're down to 6 mutas. That was more effective than I thought it was going to be. Meanwhile, back at home, we have more Marines being produced. Got to remember to throw some medics in there, otherwise you have a sausage party. No one wants to be invited to a sausage party. You know what, actually? If someone were to host a party where they served a lot of sausages, like bratwurst, breakfast sausages, Italian sausages, I would go to that party. In fact, when I win that pizza challenge, I want a sausage party. Pizza. Escalade, man sausage? I don't get it. Can you explain? Alright, we have a lot of Mutalisks hanging out over here. The super base is mining and completely hidden to Terran still. Big bio ball. Both players continuing to produce. Right now, I am in favor of the Zerg position. We're at Hive Tech. We're getting Greater Spire. We're going to see Guardians. Ooh, baby. Tracy's Armory. I got mine at Tracy's. Never noticed that. But yeah, the worker count's a little bit skewed towards Zerg. Right now we're sitting at a lot of bio, but what I would like to see, we're getting the factory now, and that's what I was going to say, is we should be having some science vessels at this point, if we're going to be playing this way. This is the obsing. I'm sorry, my obsing sucks. Just clicking all over the place. Okay, now we've got Hydra Lurker moving across the field. Now we have turrets, but do we have... Okay, we do have scanners. Again, we don't have science vessels just yet. We have the factory going down, which means that we should be seeing at least a starport. Okay, first starport being constructed. Sausage party. Well, I guess there's one. There's one medic. How many... What's the ratio for it to not be one? I don't know. Alright, and this is scary. This is really scary, because there's nothing that Terran has right now that can fight these when they're over this dead space. So this natural's going to die, and we have a... Oh my goodness! A 2 frontal attack. We've got Lurkers over here on the left with Hydra support. We've got the Guardians knocking out the only real means of detecting these Lurkers. Well, I guess the scans are helping. And the ground army does get cleaned up. But what's the answer to these Guardians? There's 7 of them just raining death on this natural. Flying space crabs. Going absolute bananas. One does get picked off. Maybe a second? No, not quite. They pull back. They're able to clean up this entire bioforce. And meanwhile, what do we have making? Okay, we got 2 control towers going down. We don't have a science facility, so this is looking for wraiths. And if we were going to go that route, you probably don't need the control towers. Oh, and there's going to be the GG. Putting one on the board for the bargain bin. Bonjwas, fuck a bread, wins 2-0. Great games. Oh, man. I'm glad we did this today. I was on the fence about casting a series, but I told myself, hey, Man Shark, you gotta cast that series. And so I did. Yep, that's how the internal dialogue went. So overall, if we recap, we had a 2-1 series in favor of Night Dad, scoring 1 for Big Naturals. Rennick winning 2-0 over Dude, getting a second one for Big Naturals. And Fuckabread coming in hot, earning 1 for the bargain in Bonjwas. Now, this is not story over. This is only half of the Tier 3 Week 3 games. But thanks for watching with me, and if you do have a Prime subscription available, please throw it this way, and I'll use it. All that money goes straight towards StarCraft Underground and the tournaments that we run there. But before I send you all off, let us remember where our loyalty lies and do the formal closing CPL anthem, and then I'll send you off and we'll raid someone worthy of our audience. Okay? So let's go ahead and kick it off if I can find the thing. Here it is. You know, playing air piano is a great warm-up.
Winners rise and losers fall, reflexes sharp, minds and flaw. Gamers play, this never ends. CPL, legends play! CPL, we fight tonight. Let us sing the storyline. From the shadows to the dream, we are the coach you believe. We are the coach you believe.
Ugh. Dumb. Manadog always makes me do it. I can send you the soundbite, Goose. Awesome. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's find someone to raid. Raid. You guys want to watch sumo wrestling? Raid a sumo wrestling channel. Yo, is no one playing freaking StarCraft? Oh, Skea is online. Why do I not see him? I follow him. He should pop up. Search and filter. Category. StarCraft. We got Chimera. We got Eskia. I've done Chimera a few times. We'll do Eskia. Alright. Make sure you show Eskia some love. Should be ready here in about 8 seconds. And yeah, everyone have a kick-ass day. And if I don't see you or talk to you, have a great Thanksgiving if you're American. Deuces.